This is video number 13 in our Jefferson Flats series. As you can see on this site, I've already put in a lot of the sanitary lines. These are representing sort of my sanitary mains, this magenta network here. And I have started to put in some of these residential connections, and I wanted to walk through my process here for putting these connections in place. It's all part of the same network, so I'll grab any part in the network so I can edit that network. And then I am going to, for my residential service, use a 6-inch HDPE pipe, and I'm going to add the pipes only so that when I make that connection, and you can see the two symbols show up there saying that it is going to connect to that pipe. And then I just follow back to the building footprint here, and it did put this this symbol into my network. And I just want to be clear, it did not actually add a manhole structure there. It added a null structure, but not even the standard null structure. If you were to add structures only and select this null structure, let me close this so that I can orbit my drawing and show you what I mean. So I'm going to orbit this, and you can see this is a, oh, let me zoom out a little bit more. So you can see this is an actual manhole structure, and the residential connection that I just added shows up as kind of this little sphere. That will be a T between my residential connection and this main line in the street. But if you were to add a null structure using the structures only, you would get something that looks like this, and that's just not how we want to build that connection. So a little further up the road we see another null structure. It should show up as a sphere. So if you orbit your drawing and you're seeing a null structure like this, something didn't work right. You might have to go back and delete some of the parts out and rebuild that portion of the network. But your null structures should look like this sphere, and not like this vertical tube, and definitely not like a manhole structure. So I'm going to escape out of the orbit and get back to my plan view. And another thing I wanted to mention is I did change the layers that my sanitary pipes are showing up on. So if I go to the properties of that pipe, it is showing up on the sanitary sewer layer, but it's still displaying as a double line storm pipe. So I'm going to have to change the display to sanitary, and that way I get that magenta color that matches the rest of my network. So a couple tips there on working with null structures in your sanitary network.